The nation of El Salvador, home of the notorious and brutal gang MS-13, has now reported a 50% drop in the murder rate. How did they do it? Well, they sure as heck didn't hire a bunch of social workers. I guess Donald Trump was right about this. What's up, guys? Vince Dao here. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new. You know, liberals always tell me that being tough on crime doesn't work. Oh, we need to weaken law enforcement and fund more social workers and teachers unions. Not only does it sound stupid, but it's also never worked in this country ever. Every post-BLM reform that has been made to policing and bail in our major cities has just made them more dangerous. Look at the crime rates. The numbers don't lie. Now, the nation of El Salvador, as many problems as it has decided to no longer entertain such stupid ideas. Instead, they've made a decision for the past few years to be tough on crime, and specifically tough on the barbaric, demonic scum known as MS-13, who have been holding the country effectively hostage. That includes measures like using the Salvadorian military against the gang and putting out propaganda videos like this designed to humiliate and deter future gang participation. Now, instead of looking at this and saying, maybe we could learn something, a lot of spoiled Americans are reacting to this video saying, oh, it's so bad and mean and cruel. And all right, let me make this clear. For people who don't get it, MS-13 is not some random group of disaffected, troublemaking teenagers, okay? These are brutal, disgusting murderers. A gang that, you know, I won't go into all of the rancid details on YouTube. You can look that up. So not only is this the proper treatment for such human scum like that, it's also very effective propaganda and clearly has been working at deterring crime, like I said. But we cannot have this discussion without going back to 2018 when President Trump used the term animals to refer to MS-13. If you'll remember, which I'm sure most of you remember, but now that I think of it, and I'm getting very old here, but some of you might be too young to even have been following politics back then, which is crazy. But basically, Trump took a lot of heat for saying that. Nancy Pelosi responded by saying that, oh, no human being is an animal. And then we got this article from Vox in 2018 that, quote, Trump's dangerous animals rhetoric is also bad crime-fighting policy. I'm going to read from this article so you can remember how ridiculous it was. But there is a compelling reason to treat these people as humans, not just animals or monsters. It's not just the moral concept that everyone deserves to be treated as a human being. Treating people who commit crimes as human beings with compassion, understanding, and empathy is part of what you need to do to convince them to change and persuade others in similar situations to not follow the same path to a life of gangs and crime. That's not just a theory. It's demonstrated by some of the most effective policing strategies out there. Okay, so as I read that, contrast that 5 years later with how El Salvador actually solved the problem. Contrast this Vox article with reality. Did they fix the problem with, and I quote, compassion, understanding, and empathy? No, they fixed it with strength, force, and power. That is human history's most proven way of stopping the strong from brutalizing the weak. A lot of us first world suburbanites don't fully get this because a lot of us are sheltered from the brutal realities of Earth, which is why so many Americans believe bumper sticker nonsense like compassion can stop crime. But it's not true. We continue reading here, quote, to stop MS-13, understand why people join the group. People don't become MS-13 gangbangers because they have hearts full of darkness. Oh, really? Is that so? Okay. They do it because they face a series of incentives to do so. perhaps in a community in which they face constant discrimination and isolation because of their immigration status or country of origin, MS-13 is one group that offers them a sense of belonging. Okay, so you guys got that? The reason people join MS-13 is because America is too mean to illegal immigrants. Never mind the fact that MS-13 prevails in immigrant communities where they just terrorize other Hispanic immigrants most of the time. No. They join MS-13 and kill people with machetes in order to fight the power. This is absolutely unhinged. I think that goes without saying. And again, it's also not true. Again, contrast this ridiculous nonsense with the reality of what El Salvador did that was verifiably effective. Let El Salvador, the homeland of this gang in the first place, be an example that American cities need more tough on crime policies, not less. Because tough on crime policies work. And I even sometimes get into arguments with my friends on the right about this, because one of my least favorite talking points is the idea that the '94 crime bill and all the tough on crime policies of the 1990s were bad just because Joe Biden supported him, and that makes Joe Biden a racist. As if such tough on crime policies weren't also supported by Republicans and even black activists within those cities who wanted their communities to be safer. And as if such tough on crime policies were not a logical and sensible solution to the 2 decades of mass crime in America that preceded it. Frankly, if I were around in 1994, I would have voted for the crime bill, and the vast majority of you would too. It was highly popular before 21st century leftists started crying about it. So this whole Joe Biden is racist because '94 crime bill is one of the silliest Republican talking points I have ever heard. Instead, we ought to use that as an example of how far left the Democrats have gone. Hey, look, even Democrats like Biden used to be anti-crime, but now they've become so radical that they want to support the criminals, be compassionate to MS-13, etc. That's what we should really be saying. Instead, we use these talking points to psyop ourselves into somehow thinking that Democrats are the real tough on crime politicians and we're the real justice reform people. It's very silly. Look, America needs more tough on crime policies. America needs another crime bill, frankly, and that's something Republicans should campaign on in 2024. I guarantee you it would be very popular if they're bold enough to say it. There, I said it. So yes, put it on the record. VinceDao wants another crime bill. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below, but that'll do it here for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and until next time, Alpha moves only. God bless and peace.